Downriver Rescue Connection. I'm your host, Patty Radikovich, and it is my pleasure to bring you information on animal-related topics in the animal rescue community. On today's episode, we are talking about animal rescues, but it's a little different than your traditional dog and cat rescue. And the guest that I have on today does not adopt his pets out, because they're not pets. He does not adopt the animals out to other people. This is Mark Rosenthal. He is the owner of Animal Magic, and he is an exotic animal rescue and educator. So we're very pleased to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being with us today, Mark.
My pleasure.
And you brought your son James with you.
This is James.
He's your little junior educator learning the ropes here.
That's my helper. That's my buddy. Yep.
So how long have you been doing this type of rescue?
This is my 34th year doing the rescues, the educational shows, things like that.
Okay, and what exactly is it that you do as related to exotics?
I work with a lot of police departments when they arrest somebody as an illegal or dangerous animal. I'm the one you usually see on TV doing the rescue.
Okay.
In fact, I brought an animal with me I'm going to bring out later we get more calls for this animal than every other animal combined in Michigan, and you'll be shocked what it is.
Okay.
And then I also go out and do educational shows at schools, fairs, festivals, almost any event you can think of. I give people a chance. I preach about how these are not pets, but I give them a chance to see these animals up close, but still let them know that these are not pets.
Okay. Now today marks an anniversary of sorts for you. So can you tell us what kind of an anniversary this is?
It was 27 years ago that I actually died. January 27th, 1987, which I remember like it was yesterday. And I'm the first one to tell everybody that it's my fault. Whenever I get hurt by an animal, my local hospital, St. Joe's out in Ann Arbor, knows me on a first name basis. I'm there all the time. I'm not making that up. I just had surgery a few weeks ago on my arm here from an owl. I've got wounds all over my body. Here's some fang marks from last week. I get hurt all the time. Every single time it is my fault. I will never blame an animal. If I get bit, I knew the animal was dangerous, I didn't take the right precautions. So I'm, again, preaching to people not to have these kind of animals as pets. I learned my lesson the hard way, and the actual animal that killed me, I brought with me today. I'm going to put it on your desk, but you're safe, because this guy died over 25 years ago. This is the actual Western Diamondback rattlesnake that bit me. This finger, my middle finger on my right hand, is not real. That is plastic surgery from his bite. I spent 11 days in intensive care over at Sparrow Hospital in Lansing. That right fang on the top is the one that got my finger. One fang got me 1/8 of one drop of venom. And that was enough to kill me. If I didn't get the anti-venom, I wouldn't be here right now. And again, my stupidity. I'm the moron that was holding that snake in my left hand when it bit my right hand. So I have nobody to blame but myself. I learned from my mistakes, and now I go out and educate people about why not to have these animals. But if you have one, we take them in. We're a licensed, nonprofit, no-kill exotic animal rescue. No questions asked. We don't turn any animal away except dogs and cats. It is not that we don't like dogs and cats.
Right.
We have 3 giant dogs, 2 Great Danes and an Irish Wolfhound. They all sleep in the bed with us every night. Those are members of our family. They live in the house. Those are pets. But my logic is that humane societies and animal shelters are equipped to house dogs and cats. I don't want to fill all the cages and get a call for a lion, a bear, a monkey. These are calls I've really had before.
Right.
And have my cages filled with dogs and cats.
Exactly.
So those are the only animals we don't take.
Okay, and that makes absolute sense. So I know you rescue those. Now there's an animal that you're going to show us next, which is an exotic animal, but it's something that you said people may actually want to consider having as a pet.
I am not an animal activist. I'm the complete opposite. I'm not against animals. I'm not against pets. I already told you we have 3 giant dogs. But I am against certain animals as pets. The dangerous ones, the alligators, the giant pythons. Nobody, especially if they have kids or other pets, should have an anaconda, a reticulated python, an African rock python. Those are the 3 snakes known to hunt out, seek, and eat man. No reason to have one of those in your house, especially if you have kids or pets. But there are pets, and this is just my opinion, that I deem great pets, that are exotics. People say, Mark, what can I get? You've had everything. I don't want a dog or a cat. Right here. Best animal in the world, in my opinion, beside a dog or a cat. My son Jamie's been holding these on TV since he was 2.
Okay.
I will never let something happen to him. I love him more than any of my animals. If I trust him with it, you know it's safe. So, these freak out a lot of people. But in my opinion, one of the best pets in the world. This is the largest tarantula on Earth. Put it in your hands this time. Jamie's been doing this a long time. You'll notice he doesn't seem apprehensive or scared because he knows what a lot of people don't know. Forget everything you see on TV or read in books. It's not true. They're movies, they're actors. We do those. They want you to think they're getting hurt. They're not getting hurt or dying. Nobody in the United States, in the history of the United States, from the beginning of time, nobody's ever died from a tarantula bite.
Okay.
They have no venom or poison whatsoever. They can't jump. They don't have any bones like us. They have an outer exoskeleton. If she was to fall from this height, she would die. So
Okay.
you're safe. They can't attack, or they could, but they don't. They have no venom or poison. They don't jump. They come in almost every color in the rainbow. Name a couple colors.
Purple.
I have an Indian violet. It's all purple. Give me another one.
Blue.
I have a Singapore blue. It's all blue. We could do this all day. I have over 4,000 tarantulas, every color in the rainbow. Anything you can think of. And I said that's the largest one. Yeah, I didn't mean this one. I'm just messing with you. I meant this species,
Okay.
because that's a baby.
Ah, all right.
That's about 11 and a half months old. When that's full grown, if the camera's on me, I'll put it in front of him. It'll be about the size of a dinner plate or a pie plate. These are called the giant Brazilian, that's where they're native to, salmon, because of the color of the pink, bird-eating tarantulas.
Okay.
And you can see how docile it is. I raised it since it came out of the egg, and she'll be with us for anywhere from 20 to 25 years.
Okay.
And she's under a year old right now. So these are really cool. Again, I'm not against having pets, certain pets.
Okay.
This next one is a rescue that we took in. Thank you, James. And this next one, I received a phone call. It's actually a story in my next book that I'm writing right now. True story. All the stories in my books are 100% true. But the animal down here, I got a phone call. I did a rescue for either an alligator or a crocodile, I forgot which, years ago. And a lady called me up. She saw that rescue on TV. I forgot what police department was with. And she said, and I don't give out names at all. I don't even know their names. I'm not out to get anybody in trouble. She called me up. She said, my husband has this thing, and he didn't know it was against the law. I'm sure he did. I don't know where he got it from. I don't want to know. You're not going to find these in a pet shop.
Right.
You're against the law to own. I am licensed to have these. And I do want to point out, these animals are not in my house. I am licensed by the government. My inspector's the same guy that inspects the Toledo Zoo, and we have a 10-acre sanctuary where we keep them. They're not pets. They're not in the house. My dogs are in the house. That's it. She said that her husband had this. It eats breakfast with them at their kitchen, on their kitchen table every morning, not at it. It lays on their table while they eat breakfast, and it eats a bowl of cereal with bananas in it. I thought the lady was a nut job. There's no way, and especially when she told me what it was, I didn't believe that's what she really had. I'm not out to get anybody in trouble. I didn't want to know their names. I didn't want to know where they live. If they have to go to court and testify, I don't lie. I don't want to know anything.
Right.
So I asked what freeway they're by. We figured out, I think it was a McDonald's or Burger King to meet at. They met me. I wouldn't even be able to identify him now if they walked in. She brought me this. They named him Ozzie. Whenever we get a rescue and it has a name, I ask why. So if you or somebody at one of my shows, I did a birthday party yesterday, Ozzie was with me. Somebody wants to know why I named him Ozzie, I can tell you, well, this one it was for obvious reasons. The guy loved Ozzy Osbourne, named him Ozzie after Ozzy. They had him for 4 years, raised him up from a baby, and Ozzy's amazing. I don't want your viewers, because they're going to fall in love with Ozzie, thinking he's a pet, especially when you see a 6-year-old feeding him a banana. This is against the law to own. There's not many of these left in the world.
Okay.
Ozzie, and I won't tell you what he is just yet. We got buddy. I knew he'd go to the bathroom. He always does. Ozzie, I'm going to put him right back where he was. His sense of smell is amazing, so he knows what Jamie has. Let me open it for you. Ozzie's favorite food, like I said, is cereal. Look, he just smelled it. He's trying to, I don't make things up. Here, hold that. Give that to Oz. Over here, Oz. James got it right down here. What you're looking at, if the camera can get it, here, go closer to him. You can move off your chair to get closer. If you guys can see, right here, I don't know if the camera gets a good shot, but there's a horn coming out of his nose right here. This is called a rhinoceros iguana. These are only found in the Honduran Islands in Haiti. Again, you're not allowed to have these as pets. There's not many of these left in the world. Habitat destruction, and people actually were eating them.
Oh, okay.
Iguana in Spanish. It's Spanish. In English, Okay, you got to get closer because he's nearsighted. In English, it means chicken of the trees. Iwana means chicken of the trees. So people do eat them. So he'll eat that banana in 3 bites. I'm going to give him the last bite 'cause it's too close to Jimmy's fingers. He does have teeth, and I know he's cute. This is the largest one I've ever seen. I've only had 4 of these in my career. I mean, you don't see these here. You can have a little more. And then once he takes the last bit of banana, he's checking it out. Take it. There you go. Watch my finger there, buddy. Okay. You'll notice he's got some skin coming off of him. See if there's any on that side. Here's some up here. And you can see I'm just pulling the skin off. It's not hurting him whatsoever. Oh, you dropped your banana. Here. He's shedding, which is the same thing that we're doing right now. People don't realize that. For any of your viewers, if you've ever done this and you see little pieces come off, you're shedding. Anything with skin has to shed to grow. Good trivia question here. Somebody asked you, what's the biggest organ in your body? A lot of people say your brain. A lot of people say your heart. It's your skin. You're growing. Your skin has to grow with you. You shed in little tiny pieces. Lizards, bigger pieces. Snakes, one long continuous piece. That's how you can tell a healthy snake. It comes off in one long piece. So his shedding right now, a lot of kids see that and they're like, oh, gross, he's shedding. It's what we're doing right now. It just means he's healthy and he's growing. So this is Ozzie. He's a rescue that we took in. I've had him for over 4 years. He's about 10 years old right now. And again, I don't know how the guy got him. I didn't want to know how the guy got him. But these are some of the types of rescues that we take in. We will take in anything other than dogs and cats.
Okay.
And I'll either find him an appropriate home at a zoo or a licensed educational facility, or I'll keep him and use him in my educational shows. Hence the case with Ozzie here.
And how long do these types of iguanas live?
Not a whole lot is known about him, but an educated guess is around 15 to 18 years.
Okay.
And he's already about 10. Okay, Ozzie, I'm going to put you back, dude. I know you want to climb up here.
Well, you're putting those back. You had mentioned before that you're working on, you said your 3rd book now.
Yep.
And these are some books that
He's waving to the camera.
you have already written. Oh, there he is.
Can you wave to the camera? Wave goodbye. Thank you. Okay. Goodbye, Ozzie.
You have some books that you've already written. One is called Animal Magic, and then there's another one called The Very Crabby Sloth. And you can actually go to your website, which we'll bring up on the screen. And if people are interested in any of your books, they can find them on your website, and they can find all sorts of stories about all the rescues that you've done.
Sure. This one's for older kids and adults.
Okay.
There are some pictures in the book, in the picture section. There was the 2nd largest cobra in the world. Here's some of my adult alligators. There's me with some adult bears. On the back cover is Samson. This was a rescue I took in. Largest lion in the United States. I had him since he was 9 days old. It's from a drug house in Detroit. In this photo, he weighed over 650 pounds.
Okay.
And he sired 42 cubs, not pets. So this book is true story. This is I did a Hayden Panettiere's 21st surprise birthday party.
Okay.
So that picture below her is one of my monkeys with Hayden at a birthday party. Bottom one's an alligator that I rescued. These are all true stories. Most are humorous. Not all of them are funny. They're all 100% true. No embellishing, no lies, no ad-libbing. They're all true. When I Died Twice is in there. We made worldwide news 6 years ago when we were broken into and robbed. Some of our animals were stolen. A lot of you viewers will remember this story. You can just go online and do a search for, I don't know, do Stolen Animals Michigan. You'll see a ton of stories come up. So this is more stories. It's a chapter book. This is our newest one. My wife is a screenwriter.
Okay.
And this is her first kids book. It's called The Very Crabby Sloth. And this is a rhyme and picture book for kids. So it's our actual animals that we turned into cartoons, and each page rhymes.
Okay.
So that's a nice kids book.
Great. Okay.
And neither one, they're not expensive. All the money goes to our rescue.
Okay, great. So now the next animal that we're going to bring out, and I'm actually gonna move out of the way here. This animal, this is how I actually met you, because I had rescued one of these, or well, actually my vet, who's affiliated with Basil's Buddies, she's on our board. They got one of these animals dumped in a receiving pond in Detroit. It ended up at their vet's office, and then I connected with you and brought him to your rescue. So I'll let you tell the viewers like what this is, because this is a huge problem in Michigan that we're not aware of.
We're going to switch gears. I'm going to send James off camera right now. Goodbye, because you don't want to be up here for this thing. And we are going to switch spots. And I'm going to bring out the animal that we rescue more of than every other animal combine in Michigan. And this next one is dangerous. They are against the law to own as pets, and I know people get them. Just because you can get something does not make it legal. Especially any kids watching, you've all heard of drugs. Drugs are awful. You got to be real dumb to take drugs, but you can get them. That doesn't make it right. You can get these also. It doesn't make it right. This guy, I shouldn't have done that because I want this on the table. This is going to make it so he's not sliding around. This next guy's name is Chompers. Chompers is a rescue I took in about 3 years ago. Police department called me. I don't remember which one this one came from. Let's see, in the last 2 months we've taken in 17 of these. All of them came from Michigan except for one. One of them came from Ohio, from the police department in Toledo. So I'm going to bring this guy out. When you're dealing with these, you don't know what's going to happen. What I'm hoping happens is I'm going to put him on the table and he's going to sit here and then I can talk to you and answer questions about him. Again, I get more calls for these than every other animal combined. Your mics might pick up the noise that he's going to make. If he tries to bite me, he probably will. That's what I want, because I don't want to give you guys a sense of false security. I don't want any kids thinking, oh, I really want one. I would rather you see them like they really are. I love when they try to bite me. Keep in mind, I'm a professional. I'm trained. I've got 2 degrees in this. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this a long time. I don't know if you can hear him. And I still get hurt all the time. You heard that? That's not an act, guys, and that's not me playing around. That's him. I'm going to bring him out. Now, he's already got his mouth wide open waiting to bite me. I'm not going to let him bite me. At least I'm not going to hopefully let him bite me. Come here, big guy.
And if the mics are not picking that up, it's a very loud hissing
Now, he's
sound.
trying to bite, but once I put him down, he should stay right here. He is not friendly. The reason that he's not trying to rip off my arm right now, and he can. If you'll notice, I'm not restraining him. I do not believe in grabbing animals behind the head. Think about it. If I come out there and grab one of you by your necks or your throats right now, you would struggle to get away. I don't believe in doing that. It's not that I trust him. I don't trust him. He was on the floor. It's cooler on the floor than up here. With a reptile, it slows down their metabolism, so he's not as active. The longer I'm under these warm lights and holding him on my 98.6 degree arm, the warmer he's going to get, the more active he's going to be. So let me back him up a little bit. And again, if he wants to swing right now, he can easily bite me. And at this size, he can take off my arm or break my arm. If he gets my throat, there's not anything any of you would be able to do.
And just for comparison's sake, you can bring up the picture real fast. I brought a picture in from the one that I rescued. It was maybe 2 or 3 feet long. So this guy is, how much is he? Like 4
How long's your table? 4?
I don't know. We haven't measured, I guess.
I'm going to guess he's a little over 4, maybe 4.5 feet. For your viewers, I want you to realize when you see one of these in a pet shop, and they're not legal to sell, they're not legal to own. And people always argue with me on this. Call the police. Look up the laws. These are only legal to own in 2 states, Florida and Louisiana, and that's for their hides. They're not legal to own as pets anywhere. Guys, this is 4.5 feet, 5 feet. Let's say 5, let's say 6, 7. This is not full grown, not even close. A full grown alligator, especially a male, you're talking 18 to 20 feet long, 1 to 2,000 pounds. 1,000. For the kids watching that don't know weights, that's like mom or dad's car. In the history of the world, nobody has ever raised up an alligator or a crocodile to an adult and kept it friendly. It's never been done. It can't be done. These are killing machines. I know he looks cool. It is cool. It's not a pet. And I stress that everywhere I go because I get more calls for these than every other animal combined.
Right, and so Michigan has a gator problem, if people aren't aware of that. Where do you think, like, where are most of your calls coming from to rescue these? Is it
Police departments.
Okay, and is that from the drugs and?
Yeah. Yep. And I'm assuming, but yes. A lot of times, though, I will get calls from dads or moms, and they'll be the first to admit that they screwed up. They'll say, yeah, we got our, usually it's son, but we got our kid one of these when it was small, and now it's too big. We don't know what to do with it. They're not aware when they go to the pet shop or wherever they get it from, how big this thing is really going to be. Right. I mean, your car is 10 to 12 feet. So picture putting a couple cars together, and then the weight of one of those cars, you're not going to restrain one of these things. Their teeth, they can lose their teeth and regrow them right away. I mean, they're constantly regrowing their teeth. So these are extremely dangerous animals. And I know I'm looking nonchalant back here and everything. I am always watching what I'm doing. My hand is here because if he does go to bite me, and I know it sounds dumb, but I would rather he gets my arm than he gets my side or gets an organ or crushes me or something. Their mouth pressure is amazing. You can hold an alligator's mouth shut with a couple fingers. They don't have the pressure to open it. Once their mouth is open, 2,000 pounds per square inch coming down would easily snap bones. Now he's getting upset because he's warming up.
Yeah.
The longer he's under the lights, I think he wants to say hi to you. The longer he's under the lights, again, the warmer he gets, the more active he gets. And again, I can't stress enough, it looks like I'm very nonchalant and you would think, because I'm sitting here playing, petting it, I don't want you thinking this is a pet. These are extremely, he's getting ready to try, boy, I can sense it.
Well, we could maybe put him back.
These are extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put Chompers back.
We'll let him feel secure. We can put
And
him
I
back.
can keep, if you have questions or talking or whatever, but I'm going to put him back to get him off the tail. Oh, their tail? You see how he's whipping it?
Yes.
Watch. He's winding it up to hit me. That tail is a weapon. When he's bigger, that tail could break my leg. What they do is they hit their prey. You can hear it hitting my back. They hit their prey with the tail to stun it. Then they go in for the kill. Now, right now, he's cold, so he's not doing any damage with that tail.
Right. And people, and they look deceptively small, but there's a lot of power behind that.
It's all muscle.
That's all muscle. And so people think, oh, I can handle it, and no, it's I don't think. I mean, it's not a pet, and it's not something that people can handle. So I want to, thank you for bringing those out to show us. Now, can you tell the viewers? I'm sure there's some kids watching and some people watching that say, "This is the coolest job in the world, and this is what I want to do." So, what type of experience do you have? How did you end up doing this type of rescue?
Here, we'll switch positions again. I started back when I was a kid. Again, that's the main focus of the one book, the bigger book, Animal Magic. Because everybody asked me, how did you get started? Why do you want to do this? I've loved animals my whole life. I don't remember the exact point, but when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I was riding my bike and I saw a rabbit on Woodward Avenue in Michigan. Oh, I guess this is in Michigan. I'm used to doing this all over the country. And I saw a rabbit that got hit by a car. It was alive, and it was spasming and jerking, and I was a kid. I took it, rode it all the way back home. I don't know how many miles it was. Seemed like forever. My mom was home. I brought this dying, I don't want to get too graphic, bloody rabbit into the house. And my mom was so cool. She said, put it on the kitchen table. I'll call a vet. I mean, she was ready to help me with this thing. She would put newspaper down. She said, don't tell Dad, because, I mean, it was disgusting. She called the vet, and it passed away while she was talking to the vet. And, I mean, it had been hit by a car. There was nothing you could do. I don't want to give my age away, but that was well over 40 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's never left my mind. I think from that moment on, that was like the turning point. I would go to pet shops, and I met the owner, the Black Lagoon, which has been gone since the 70s. And Jeff G was so cool. He let me in the back room to see some of the snakes and everything, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. It was so cool. I said, this is what I want to do. I want to work with animals. And it just escalated from there. I went to, I got accepted to any college I wanted to go to, I was accepted to, but I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to work with animals. So I picked Michigan State, went to Michigan State, got my degree there. I have a Bachelor of Science in Biology and a minor in Organic Chemistry. I was an organic chemist for a few years over in Novi, and I said, this is not what I want to do. The money was great. It wasn't my passion. It wasn't fun. And I just stopped like on a dime one day, and I said, you know what, I'm doing this. And I started doing shows with the animals and working with animals. I started wholesaling animals to pet shops back in the early 80s, and it just escalated. At one point, I put that in a story in my book. At one point, I said, you know what, it's not fair to the animals. I mean, I was selling these things. I was importing them. I was one of the largest wholesalers in the United States. I supplied over 1,600 pet shops with their animals back then. And I realized at one point that, and I don't want to say all pet shops, because a lot of pet shops are really cool, but there are some that if you walk in there, however much money you have, they're going to get you that animal. And I don't believe in that. If the animals, you can't put a price on them like that. Like Ozzie, the one I showed you, they're not pets, you can't keep them. For those that don't realize it, they have special lighting requirements, vitamins, environmental conditions. I mean, there's so much food, certain food requirements. So these are not pets for just anybody.
Right.
But again, bearded dragons, ball pythons, boa constrictors, leopard geckos. There's so many, the tarantulas, so many cool animals
Right.
that I love. And I don't want my kids, I've got 2 daughters and a son, I don't want them growing up without animals. I think every kid should have some kind of pet.
Right. Well, we are just about out of time, so I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and bringing the animals out. And James, you want to come back up here with us for the end of the show? So I want to thank you, Mark, and thank you, James, for coming out to the show today. We look forward to a day when all pets are treated like family and everyone has a home. Until that time, we invite you to be part of the solution. And remember, please spay and neuter your pets. See you next time.